Across 324 races in NASCAR's Generation 6 car lasting from 2013 to 2021, 174 different drivers attempted to make a race. Only 36 of those guys managed to end up in victory lane though, so what we're going to look at today is all 36 of those guys, where they won, and who had the most wins in NASCAR's Gen 6 car. The most recent driver to add themselves to this list was Bubba Wallace in the 23 car at 2021 Fall Talladega. This was 23XI's first win and their only win that they managed to get in the Gen 6 car. As you'll see through the category of guys with only one win, over half of them came at a plate track, Daytona or Talladega. Next up with one win in the Gen 6 car is Christopher Bell, who managed to win the 2021 Daytona Road Course race in just his second start for JGR. He has of course kind of exploded in the next gen car, but only managed one win in the Gen 6. The first appearance for Front Row Motorsports 34 car is Michael McDowell getting his first win in the 2021 Daytona 500. It was his 358th Cup Series race, which is the second most in NASCAR history that a driver ran before winning their first race. Next up is Cole Custer in the 41, who managed his one win in the Gen 6 at the 2020 Kentucky race. This was the 10th and final race held at Kentucky Speedway. In the number 77, we have Justin Haley, who won the 2019 Daytona Summer Race after getting some assistance from the weather. This is Spire's only win to the date, and Haley had the least amount of starts in the Gen 6 winning a race. He only ran 36 of them, and the lowest laps led. He only led 5 laps in the Gen 6 car. Our next appearance for the 34 car comes with Chris Buescher at the second Pocono race in 2016. Like Haley, this was also a weather-affected race. It was a little too foggy on the back straightaway. Buescher was below the top 30 in points when he won this race, but managed a great top 5 run at Bristol a few weeks later to squeak himself into the 2016 chase. Jamie McMurray managed one win in the Gen 6 car, 2013 Fall Talladega. This was McMurray's 7th and final career NASCAR Cup Series win. Brian Vickers in the number 55 won the first New Hampshire race in 2013 as a part-time driver. This was the third and final victory of Brian Vickers' Cup Series career. Greg Biffle went to victory lane once. That was at the first race at Michigan in 2013. This was Biffle's 19th and final NASCAR Cup Series win. Interestingly, this was also Ford's 1,000th victory in NASCAR across all series. And our final driver to only grab one win in the Gen 6 car is our third appearance for the 34 car from Front Row Motorsports, David Ragan at the Spring Talladega race in 2013. This was Ragan's second and final career Cup win. Both of them came at plate tracks. Front Row Motorsports as a team has 4 different wins, and all 4 wins have come in the 34 car with 3 different drivers. Moving to a handful of guys who managed 2 wins, we're starting off with AJ Allmendinger, most recently at the 2021 Indianapolis Road Course race. In his first win at Watkins Glen in 2014, it was the first win for JTG, and his second win, of course, was the first win for Colleague Racing. Next up, we have William Byron in the 24, who won 2 races, the 2020 Summer Daytona race and the Homestead race in 2021. His win at Daytona in 2020 made him only the second driver in NASCAR history to win in the 24 car, after, of course, Jeff Gordon. Our second appearance for the 20 car on this list is Eric Jones. He managed 2 wins in the Gen 6 car, the 2018 Summer Daytona race, and the 2019 Southern 500. Clint Bowyer managed 2 wins in the Gen 6 car, and they both came in 2018. He won the first Martinsville race, and then the first race at Michigan that was rain shortened. The win at Michigan was Bowyer's 10th and final NASCAR Cup Series win. Much like Clint Bowyer, both of Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s Gen 6 wins came in the same season. He won the Spring Talladega race to go with the Summer Daytona race in the number 17 car for Roush Fenway Racing. Another guy who managed to win with 2 different teams was Ryan Newman. His first win coming in the 2013 Brickyard 400 in the number 39 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, and then he won the 2017 Spring Phoenix race with Richard Childress Racing in the number 31. This win at Phoenix was the final of 18 career wins in Ryan Newman's career. And our final driver to achieve 2 wins in the Gen 6 car is Tony Stewart. These 2 wins came at the 2013 Spring Dover race, as well as a win in 2016 at Sonoma. That win at Sonoma was the final of 49 wins that 3-time champion Tony Stewart got in his Cup Series career. Eric Almirola managed 3 wins in the Gen 6 car, but a couple of them were a little bit fluky. The 2014 Daytona Summer Race ended early due to weather concerns. The 2018 Talladega race was the one that Stewart-Haas dominated the whole race, and he probably wouldn't have won it if Kurt Busch hadn't ran out of gas. And the 2021 New Hampshire race was kind of a shocking win when he beat the darkness, holding off Christopher Bell. As he is no longer a Cup Series driver, these are the 3 wins that Eric Almirola managed to grab in his Cup Series career. 3 wins for the number 3 car in the Gen 6, that's of course Austin Dillon. The first one coming in the 2017 Coca-Cola 600, which he kind of won on fuel mileage, holding off Kyle Busch. Then he won the 2018 Daytona 500 the next year after kind of punting Eric Almirola, who we just talked about, out of the way. He added a win in 2020 at Texas. Only one driver managed 4 wins in the Gen 6 car, and that belongs to Kasey Kahne. 2 of them came in the first season, 2013 at Bristol, and the second Pocono race. In 2014, he had a clutch win at Atlanta that got him into the chase for the Sprint Cup, and then of course his awesome win at the 2017 Brickyard 400 when he went 3 wide with Jimmy Johnson while he was blowing up, and managed to win that despite cramping up in the car pretty bad. That win at Indianapolis was the 18th and final win of Kasey's career. No driver managed 5 wins in the Gen 6, so we move to 6, where we have Alex Bowman. All 6 of these wins came for Hendrick Motorsports, but they came across 2 different numbers. His first 2 wins, 2019 Chicagoland and the 2020 Fontana race, came in the number 88 car before he moved over to the 48 car for the 2021 season, winning 4 times at Richmond, Dover, Pocono, and Martinsville. Joining him at 6 wins is the guy he shared the 88 car with in 2016. That is, of course, Jeff Gordon. He managed to win in all 3 seasons that he ran full-time in the Gen 6 car. 2 wins at Martinsville, 2013, and his last win at 2015, and then 4 wins in a late career resurgence in 2014. The win at Martinsville was the 93rd and final win of Jeff Gordon's career, the all-time leader in NASCAR's modern era. One ahead of him at 7 wins is Ryan Blaney. Technically these came for 2 different teams. I know the 21 had a lot of Penske influence, but he won the 99th race for the Wood brothers in Pocono in 2017. He added 6 wins in the 12 car, 1 in 2018, 1 in 2019, 1 in 2020 before getting 3 in 2021. Also at 7 is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Had a great 2014, winning 4 races including the Daytona 500, sweeping both Pocono races and adding a win at Martinsville. In 2015, he won at Talladega, Daytona, and the second Phoenix race. It was great to see Jr. be competitive towards the end of his career. Too bad the concussion stuff happened in 2016 when he had 4 second-place finishes before stepping out of the car. No driver had 8 wins in the Gen 6, so we jump up to 9 where we find Kurt Busch, and this guy was the epitome of 1 win a season. Couple notable ones on this one though: the 2017 Daytona 500, won his home track at Las Vegas in 2020, and then won the final race at the Old Atlanta in 2021. Equaling him at 9 is another guy who won for 2 teams, and that is Carl Edwards. 4 of these wins came in the number 99 car for Roush Fenway Racing, 2013 Phoenix, 2013 Richmond, 2014 Bristol, and his final win for Roush at Sonoma in 2014. He moved over to Gibbs for 2015, where he won twice, Charlotte and Darlington, before adding 3 more wins in 2016 at Bristol, Richmond, and Texas. It'd be pretty cool to see how high he could have got on this list had he not stepped away at the end of 2016. Starting with Chase Elliott, we're about to move into the top 10. These guys won 246 of 324 Gen 6 races, or 75%. 3 of 4 races run in the Gen 6 car were won by these guys, a very elite list. Chase Elliott himself managed 13 wins in this car. He won 3 times in 2018, of course his first coming at Watkins Glen, 3 wins in 2019 at Talladega, again at Watkins Glen and the Charlotte Roval, breakout year in 2020 winning 5 races and the championship, and added 2 more at road courses in 2021. 2 wins ahead of him is Matt Kenseth coming in at 15. He had moved to Joe Gibbs Racing at the start of the 2013 season and had a breakout year winning 7 races. Somehow managed to go winless in 2014 before adding 5 more in 2015. added 2 wins in 2016, and then in 2017 won the Fall Phoenix race, his final win of his NASCAR career. One win ahead of him at 16 is Kyle Larson. He's another guy who managed to win for 2 different teams, winning 6 races in Chip Ganassi Racing's number 42, before moving to the 5 car for the final season of the Gen-6, winning 10 races. His first win came at Michigan in 2016. He won 4 times in a breakout 2017 season, went winless in 18 before winning at Dover in 2019, and then broke out 2021, of course, winning the championship. It would be really interesting to see where he would end up on this list if he had ran for Hendrick for most of it, not just the last season. We have to move up all the way to 23 wins, where we'll find Jimmie Johnson, the guy that Kyle Larson technically replaced as they renumbered the teams at Hendrick Motorsports. Jimmy won the first race of the Gen-6 car, that was the 2013 Daytona 500. He won 2 championships in this era, 2013 and 2016. But the thing that shocks me the most looking at these numbers is that he won 3 of the last 7 races in 2016 before winning the championship, and then won 3 of the first 13 in 2017, and then just never won another Cup Series race. You have guys like Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon where you're watching those races and you're like, alright, like this is this guy's last win, but I don't think anybody expected Dover to be Jimmie Johnson's last win in 2017. One win ahead of him at 24 is Denny Hamlin, who is the highest non-champion on this list. Surprise, surprise. Despite having a slow start, only winning 1 race in 2013 and 1 in 2014, he broke out towards the end of the Gen-6 car, working his way up this list. Notable wins in this car would be his 2 Southern 500s, 2017 and 2021, and his 3 Daytona 500 victories, 2016, 2019, and 2020. One win ahead of him at 25 is Joey Logano. Of course, he won the 2018 Series Championship, but he won 5 races in 2014 and 6 races in 2015, which were his best seasons. He had a couple big wins in here, like the 2015 Daytona 500 and a couple of Bristol night races. One win ahead of him is his teammate Brad Keselowski. I thought that was really cool that these guys were pretty equal all the way through the Gen-6 car, being teammates the entire time. Keselowski, of course, winning the championship in 2012, which was 1 season before he moved to the Gen-6 car, but he was remarkably consistent throughout this whole era, winning 6 times in 2014, but being a championship contender in every single season. You gotta give the guy credit for walking away from this and going to a new team at RFK, buying in there, a team that had struggled, and he has really turned it around. It'll be awesome to see him get a couple more wins for his own team before he hangs it up. As we enter the top 3, we start off with Martin Truex Jr., who is the only driver on this list to have won with 3 different teams. Michael Waltrip Racing's number 56, Furniture Row Racing's number 78, and of course Joe Gibbs Racing's number 19. He was a slow starter in this, only winning 2 races in the first 3 years of the Gen-6 car at Sonoma in 2013 and Pocono in 2015, but he broke out in 2016, winning 4 races before everything came together in his championship season in 2017. He won 4 times in 2018, which was the last season of Furniture Row Racing, before moving over to Joe Gibbs, where he grabbed 12 wins in just 3 seasons. He's another one of those guys where if he was in Gibbs stuff the whole time, I wonder how high he could have gotten on this list. In second spot at 35 wins, we have Kyle Busch, winning all 35 races in the number 18 car. He is of course a 2-time champion in this era in 2015 and 2019, but he missed 11 races in that 2015 season when he was winning a lot, so I wonder how high he could have gotten himself on this list, maybe a bit closer to 40. A few notables on this list include a couple of Brickyard 400s in 2015 and 16, but at the top of our list, winning 39 races in the Gen-6 car, is Kevin Harvick. Harvick doing this for 2 teams, with his first 4 wins coming in 2013 when he was still at Richard Childress Racing. He moved over to Stewart-Haas Racing in 2014, winning 5 races and the Sprint Cup Series Championship. A little before halfway through this list in 2017, Stewart-Haas Racing switched manufacturers from Chevrolet to Ford, and he still just kept winning. But this list is probably highlighted by his 2020 season, which saw him win 9 races despite not winning the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. And there it is, all 36 drivers to win a race in NASCAR's Gen-6 car. Is there anybody that surprised you with how high or how low they were on this list? For the COT, I'm trying to decide if I want to do it when they had the spoiler or when they kind of redesigned it through 2010. Not quite sure how I'm going to tackle that one left, so leave a comment on how you think I should do that. Thanks for watching.